This is Ryan Abraham with USCFootball.com and my 3 keys to victory for USC and Utah State. We're here in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for USC's home opener against the Aggies. Of course, USC took care of business last weekend in Las Vegas against then-ranked, number 13 ranked LSU. Now the Trojans are 13, trying to take care of business on a crazy day in college football. So my 3 keys to victory, it's more about what you want to show if you're USC. You want to get the win, but you also want to show something going into the bye week, and then, of course, a trip to Ann Arbor after that to take on Michigan. So my first key to victory, I want to see USC get at least 4 sacks of the quarterback. It might be Bryson Barnes, who ran all over this field last year, if you remember, for the Utah Utes. But I think this is a Utah State team that gives up a lot of sacks. Last year, about 3.5 sacks per game. It's about the same offensive line coming back, and USC didn't get any sacks last weekend against LSU. So you want to take care of that, get to the quarterback, get some sacks, force some negative plays. I think that'll be a big key for USC. Second key is 200, as in 200 yards rushing at least for the Trojans. Woody Marks, 16 carries, 68 yards, and a couple of touchdowns last week, but that was about it on the ground. You'd like to see Marion Peterson get some carries. You'd like to see Brian Jackson, the freshman, and of course Quentin Joyner, who had 4 carries last week too. Get all those running backs going in the run game and get over 200 yards. If you're doing that, you're probably doing something right on offense, and you're probably cruising to victory. And my third key is I want to see 1 rushing touchdown for Jaden Maiava. So it's another rushing stat, but Jaden Maiava, the backup quarterback, you want him to get into this game as early as possible. If you remember, a couple years ago, Miller Moss had a couple early season rushing touchdowns where he had one more than Caleb Williams at one point in the season. So if you get Jaden Maiava in the game early enough, get him. He can certainly run. Get him moving. Get him to run a ball into the end zone. I think it's probably a pretty good sign that you've put the game away. You've took care of business on this crazy day in college football, and you can move into the bye week and get ready for a really tough test on the road against Michigan. This is Ryan Abraham, my 3 keys to victory.